It's been years. We got to plan a trip just to hang out. It's too long. Nervous. I heard there's a new Taiwanese restaurant in the village of Oak Creek. Is it true? How's the new restaurant?
It's awesome.
I knew about it. We would have checked it out when we were there. That sounds great.
Oh, it didn't.
Okay, how do you think I can corral these people? Rob.
Hey, what's going on over there?
You guys can do that, but please don't talk. 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 Okay. They're just gonna make eating noises.
That's fine. I'm used to that. That sounds way more pleasant than talking.
About your book.
Okay, sure. I would love to. So I am working currently on a book called String of Jewels, or we haven't decided on exactly what we are going to call this book because we're going to give it a sexy title. Right now, just using the title of Nagarjuna's book, which is Ratnamala, or String of Jewels. And this is a commentary by Gyaltsabje on a book by Arya Nagarjuna. And Arya Nagarjuna's book was a letter to a king, as it is sometimes known as well. And it's kind of a lamrim, like it's kind of a text on the steps of the path. And it also includes advice to the king on how to run his kingdom, apparently. And it also includes advice to both lay people and ordained people on how to live and how to practice. And the book started with an explanation of how to get good rebirths and achieve definite goodness, which is a code word for nirvana. And so far, we are still in the section on how to achieve higher rebirth. And that was broken into like these 16 practices or things, the first 13 of which were things to leave behind, or like the 10 non-virtues, like things to stop doing. And then the latter 3 were, practices we should take up. And it feels like we're wrapping up this section on how to achieve higher rebirth. And now we're getting to the section on how to achieve definite goodness. And in this book, he gave a little explanation of the name definite goodness and why it's called definite goodness, which was kind of cool, which we can go back to at some point soon. And yeah, we're going to get to that section really soon, I think.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. Let's go to the text. Do I have the text up? Let me see first. Yeah, we do. Okay. All right. And you guys go down. And there you go. All right. Progress report. Nick's books. The classes for Nick's book, we can split into 2 books. And the classes for the first of the 2 books we can finish in early 2025. So in just less than 2 years. It's got to be split into 2 books because it's big. There's 5 chapters total, so we'll do 2 chapters in the first volume and 3 chapters in the second volume. I'm trying to split books into volumes also because Otherwise, we have to wait 10 or 12 years for a book, and it's too much. Okay. Mm. There was there was a question that we left over from last class. And I said we would come back to it. So let's just finish it, okay?
Great.
It said Supa Sewa, which is an extremely rare combination. I've never seen it. I've never seen Supa, which means patience, described as Sewa, which means clear. So I've never seen those two words used together. And I thought it might be Supa Sewa, which is a very common expression, which means to show patience or to have patience. So we went to the Sanskrit. Luckily, we have the Sanskrit. And it says spashta, not spastic, okay? And spashta means clear or bright. So it really is a new expression for patience, where your patience is bright. So like I have a lot of patience with people, even in this room, but it's not bright. So I think it's a worthwhile new idea for us, okay? And I found some other references to it, and it seems to be that. It seems to be okay, okay?
Bright patience.
And by the way, somebody else had the problem. Somebody else pointed out the problem in history. Somebody in the database said this construction is unusual, and I wonder if it's wrong. Chepa Chao means somebody should look into this. Nyambe Topa means Norwa Minnam Nyambe Topa means I think this might be an error. And so somebody historically had the same question, and but they didn't decide it the way the mixed nuts did. All right, Nick, why don't you read for a while, and then we'll let you pick on other people as a reward.
You got it. And yeah, I remember we found that spashta last term too, and we were like, huh, it does mean clear patience. The bright does shed new light on it.
Yeah.
Termase gyu nyom juki samten shitang, tseme shitang, sukme shi gompe ni tsangpala sokpe dewa nyangwar jeto.
Yeah, good. Okay. Termase gyu nyomjuk means causal meditation. Nyomjuk means samapati or balanced meditation. Balance between what and what, Nick?
Dullness and agitation.
Dullness and agitation, good. So you can talk about the 4 concentration levels either as results or causes, right? So here he's talking about the gyu, right? So where might that take place? In what realm?
The causal concentration levels in the form realm.
Yeah.
Well, the meditator could be in the desire realm, but your mind goes into a form realm meditation.
One of us living in the desire realm could do form realm meditations and then be born into the form realm. So they talk about the 4 form realm levels here, and then the 4 form realm levels that we will reach after we die. So he says, let's talk about those 4 high kinds of meditation. Let's mix it with the semeshi.
It's 4 infinite thoughts.
Yeah. And then let's throw in the 4 meditations on the sukme.
Why not? The 4 formless realm meditations.
And if you work on these 12 different things, you can experience Nyongwarche, the Dewa of Sangma. What's that mean?
A bliss of beings like the pure one.
Yeah. Sanskrit for pure one?
Brahma.
Brahma. Yeah. Brahma. Okay. Keep going.
All right. Yangna samten so chudru gompe trebui ngor sheto.
Yeah, and I can take you back to the 16 practices that Nick described, and the word samten in the root text here which is way, way back here in the poetry. The word meditation could refer to the result of the 16 practices. And I think, Nick, it would be interesting to have a course in just the 16 practices. No, I've never heard anyone do that.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah.
There's 13 plus 3.
Mhm.
I wrote them down again. 13, as Nick said, we are supposed to stop, and 3 we're supposed to do. So we had this section already. There are 13 things here in this list that we're not supposed to do. And there were 6 things that, 3 things that, there's the list, by the way. If you guys are curious what went down before this class, in the last months that we've been working on this text, these 7 normal body and speech deeds, avoid those. Then he says, he throws in attachment, ill will, and the view that things aren't there, these 10. And then he throws in alcohol and making a dishonest living, and then not harming other beings. Those are the 13 he says, I don't want to see you doing. And the 3 I want to see you doing is respecting people, making offerings when it's appropriate, and love. Somehow, it's a very odd list. It's not a list I've ever seen anywhere else. And it might be interesting to create a retreat out of it or something like that. Okay.
I just made a note.
Here's his summary of the whole thing. And here's the actual verse. So we're going back to Nick's root text by
Master Nagarjuna.
Okay. And we do have the Sanskrit for most of it, I think, or all of it. And
I think we have all of it.
Yeah. And we're going to go to the commentary. Okay, Nick, can you read this one also?
Tetar ngarshipe dok par jawe chusum le lokjing juk par jawe chusum la shupe ngun toi gui chudukpo didang de jebu dor du ne shebao.
Yeah, so ngarshipe means I told you before. Things you should don't
give up.
Yeah, things you shouldn't do. I gave you chuksum.
13 of them.
Yep, and I hope you will look from them.
Stop doing them.
Yeah, I hope you guys won't do them. Then I gave you 3 things that you should jukba.
We should take up.
Yeah, and, that makes a total of 16. And these 16, by the way, it's an unusual section of the text because it's purposely targeting what?
Target causes.
Munto.
Realization?
Higher birth.
Higher birth. Yeah, right.
This whole section.
Right.
Because we don't often see a scripture that says, you know what, let's do a whole chapter on just how to get into a higher rebirth. You know, he's telling you these 16 practices are hard to get, especially if you want to be Iron Man or Spider-Man or form realm God, right? You don't often see this kind of thing. I have told you, therefore, the easy way or in brief, how to get to that result. Okay. And by the way, he doesn't spend much time on it. And here he's already gone on. Okay, so please read this one.
Okay. Nipangele ginje shepalani dole jitar sungpe tang tela gelpe gang labar dambao.
Yeah, nice. The translation is good. Here's the second part. We're going to talk about cause and effect as far as definite goodness has 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
What's the two kinds of definite goodness?
Oh,
Real goodness, real good stuff.
nirvana and full enlightenment.
Yeah, nirvana and Buddhahood. Okay, so that has a nickname in the scripture called definite good, and it has two parts: nirvana or Buddhahood, or both. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the cause and effect relationships for getting to nirvana and Buddhahood. And when I describe to you how to get to nirvana and Buddhahood, I'm going to give it to you in two different sections. The first section is going to be Dole Sumba. How is
it's discussed in the sutras.
described in the sutras. And then you got to catch this Dela. Yeah, on those. Yeah, right, Nick. Dela Gyalpa Kyang Lapa Tambo. And then I'm going to teach you more about definite good by sharing with you the advice that was given to the king, Dela,
On those.
this topic of
Reaching definite goodness.
definite goodness. Okay, so I'll give you the practices, and then I'll share with you Nagarjuna's words to the king that he was trying to get the king to get up off his rear end and do it, because you need both. Okay, you guys need both. Okay, I can teach you the practices, but then I gotta inspire you to actually do it. So I'm going to share with you what Nagarjuna said to the king. By the way, they think that this king, Udayi Bhadra, is the same one in the letter to the friend, but they're not sure. People are not sure. It seems to be the same. All right, Nick, you want to pick on somebody else?
Yes, I would love to. Let's see. How about Lindsay?
Lindsay, I was on, what's that street called today?
Deer Run.
I was on Deer Run. I'm just telling you.
Amazing.
It is amazing. Thank you for doing that. Okay, here we go.
All right. Tangpola, Sung, Gelwe, Sung Pe, Sul, Dor, Tan, Patang, De Don, Gepar, Shapatang,
Shepa, nice.
Shipatang, Don Su Jiao,
Dunduao.
Du Bia, wait,
Wa.
one
A lot
Du
of times the BA is a wa.
Wa, Du Wow.
Wow. Nick, you want to take her through the words?
Sure. Tangpo is the first. So Tangpo is referring to the number.
Yeah, how the sutra describes the ways to get to definite good. Okay.
And Sum is also a number, and that's 3. So one is actually cheek, but when you say first, you say Tangpo. Gyalwe Sung is the word of the victor or the word of the conqueror. The words of the victor. And Sul Dor, Dor Tempa is like brief explanation. So Gepar Shepa is pretty common, and that means an extensive explanation. And Dun means meaning, and Day Dun is like the meaning of that or those. So and Dua is a summary. So there's 3 parts. How he explained it briefly, an extensive explanation of the meaning, Day Dun Gepar Shepa, and a summary.
That's good. It's a good translation. Okay. I think that was so short that Lindsay should do the next one, Nick. I don't know.
Let's do it.
Tangpola, Sung, Jita, Bu, Sung Patang,
Nice.
Hak,
K.
Ke, Mong, Sab, Moi, Don La, Krab,
Trakpa.
Drakpa, Ke Mi, Ke, or the Ke Mi Ke Ki,
Perfect.
Kya Partang,
Kie Partang.
Ke Partang, Ke Pa De
Trakpa. KR,
Drakpa.
KR is tra. There's no reason that anybody would ever expect that.
Okay. Drakpa de yang
This is a weird one. Dangzin.
dangzen la
Le.
le yungwar son yun
Jungwar
Yun. junwar sonpa
Tunpei.
sungpe sungpao.
Right. Right.
Amazing.
So the first part was how the Buddha explained how to reach definite good. And it's going to have 3 parts. Nick, what are they?
Let's see what kind of teaching it was. Jitabu Sungpatang.
Yeah.
Ke mong sabmoy tunla chakpa ke mi ke ki ke partang. The distinction regarding whether or not the profound meaning will incite fear depends on whether or not people have mastered it or are in the dark about it.
Yeah, good. And that Kemong is more general, Nick. If
Not
you-
master, but just understand or something.
Yeah, if you really understand the teachings, you won't get scared by emptiness teachings. If you don't understand the teachings, you will get scared by emptiness teachings. And anyway, third part.
The words of our teacher illustrating that this fear comes from holding to a self.
Yeah, good. Even the Buddha said, you know, some people are going to get scared when you teach them emptiness. Smarter people are not going to get scared when you teach them emptiness. But what makes you smart or dumb in that sense is whether or not you yourself are holding on to your selfishness. Okay, if you yourself are holding on to your own self, if you are more selfish in a deep way, you're the kind of person who will get scared by these teachings. So the degree to which you are scared by the teachings is kind of a reflection of the degree to which you are holding on to a self nature of yourself. That's kind of interesting. Okay. So that's why I fall asleep and I don't get scared. You know. When I couldn't sleep, Nick, in the monastery, I used to always read Majjhimika, and I could sleep in 5 minutes.
Good tip.
I'm just telling you. Okay, do you have a victim for the next section? It's kind of long.
Yeah, let's have Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar's good. Okay.
Hola,
Hola.
Tamponi. Mi parlek pe chudak metok pe sheravaki. Mikpa kangsak tang. Chukitak me padakyang tamel. Kievo shang tang. Tanye pe shepe tokpar kawe trashin. Shinki tingpak par kawe sapar kepatakla. Nanwatang. Yipa tupatang mi
Chipa.
chipa tupatang mi tempala trakpa chepar yelwe sumpa tendrel sabmoy de kona ni nini. Kanchik tokna tarpa tofpar chepala ngele kichuso.
Nice, Oscar.
Okay, good. Ngepar lebe chidakya trashe saba nawada chiba teda mindema tapa chepa kawesu. Okay.
Oh,
Ngepar lebe ch. What's that mean, Nick?
that means the causes, the things that the dharma of definite goodness, or probably in this case, the causes of definite good.
Yeah, the things which give you definite good is tape tope shiru.
The realization, the wisdom which realizes the absence of self or the lack of self nature.
Yeah, and that wisdom has 2 objects. Okay, kansak and chut.
People and stuff.
And what's the stuff always a code word for?
The parts of the person.
Yeah, good. Okay, so when you trying to understand emptiness, you look at people, and then you look at the pieces of people. And those are the 2 objects of emptiness. Okay, what about the outer world?
That's part of the people in a sense.
part of the people.
Yeah.
Your outer world is part of you in this teaching. Okay, Kyoki Dagme Dakyang Tamil Kewo Shen.
Other normal folk.
Yeah. Why does it say here? Why did Geshe-la write this note? This word should always strike a chord in a Buddhist practitioner's heart.
Because it's a great bad deed, the worst bad deed, according to the secret teachings, to see the world as something normal.
Yeah, Tamil, this word normal, is a curse word in the Diamond Way. Okay, to see anytime you have an interaction with anybody and you don't think you're having an interaction with Manjushri or something, you're committing a sin in the secret teachings. That's weird. Okay, Tamil.
Hard sometimes.
So it's hard to understand by normal people, and it's hard to understand with Tanye Shepas.
Normal, conventional wisdom or conventional understanding.
Yeah, conventional Topakawa. And because it's difficult to understand, the root text calls it
Subtle.
Subtle.
Yeah, Chawa means subtle. Yeah. And when you see a word from the root text and you see the word in front of it ends with an S, he's giving you a commentary. He's
Right.
subtle because, working backwards, subtle because, and then you read the word in front of it. Okay. Why is it subtle? It's hard to understand. By whom? Normal people and a normal state of mind. Okay, Dr. Shin. And I'm going to call it Saba because
It's profound because it's difficult for Shenki Tingpak.
Ding Bak means to delve to
Fathom.
the depths or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's it mean?
It's profound because Shenki Tingpak. Because in order for the wise to understand it, it's difficult.
No, it's
difficult for others to fathom.
yeah.
Other people.
Have trouble. By the way, Ding Bak means, and it happens in real life, like with a business problem, you get to the surface problem and you try to deal with it and it doesn't work. Then you have, if you're a business person, you got to be tough. Mentally, you got to be tough and then go down to another level, go down to the next level and try to solve it at the next level. And then if you don't solve it there, you got to be tough and go down to the next level. And that process is called Ding Pak.
Cool.
You know, go down deep, 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 but it requires a huge amount of persistence. So success strategy is just being a hardhead. And you fail and then you go deeper and then you fail and then you go deeper and then you fail and you go deeper and then you figure it out. Okay. So it's a very beautiful concept in Buddhism, Ding Pak. You know, okay, think about it. You got to think about it. Sounds like that,
Think about it.
that Korean food that she likes so much.
Oh, kimbap.
Kimbap, yeah. Okay, this is think about
Bibimbap.
okay. Sabar, yeah, and there's an S in front of the word from the root text, therefore it's referring to that. It's hard for normal people to dig down the levels to. Kepa Dagla Nawadam.
It appears to sages or to wise people.
I don't know why he's saying that there. Anyway, it appears to be deep. And so to the wise, these ideas just seem to be interestingly deep. But to the Shibas,
To the children or 2-year-olds.
Those who don't have tupa,
Those of little learning,
good. They talk.
they're afraid.
It will make them scared. These teachings will scare them. Who said that?
The Gyalwa, the conqueror in this case.
Yeah, the Buddha said that. Dendel sama dekone nini ka tapa topa chipa na nekchi. So why do we call suchness in the sense of tendo.
Oh, so yeah, that's a Nagarjuna thing. He's always referring to them together, right?
Yeah. Why is suchness in the sense of what?
Interdependence, being
Yeah.
dependent on each other.
Yeah. What does dependence ultimately mean?
Means nothing exists without other stuff.
Well, what does it mean with the pen, for example?
It means things are dependent upon the seeds in your mind to be what they are.
That's all. That's all it means. That's all dependent origination means. Things come from seeds in your mind. Okay, tendo sama dekononini. That is the ngelekicha.
That is the cause of definite good, the thing which brings about definite goodness.
Well, now it seems like he's using ngelekicha as the dharma of definite goodness. Yeah, the definite goodness dharma.
The teaching in this case?
Yeah, I think it's teaching. Now I think he wants it to be teaching.
Okay.
Definite goodness teaching. What's goodness teaching? The fact that things come from seeds. Because that is the thing which Kangshik Tok Pabatok.
If you realize it, you achieve nirvana.
Yay. Okay.
Cool.
But oftentimes when they're talking about Ngele, Tarpa can mean Buddhahood also. Okay, just so you know.
For sure. Yeah. This we reached the end of how I went ahead. It's not because of lack of interest, it's just busy running the mix nuts.
Oh no, I know. That's okay. So the root text of the commentary says on to part 2. And it's frustrating because they don't tell you what's part 2.
Never, especially not Gyaltsab J.
In the mixed nuts classes, when we're preparing for the class, we always go back in the book and we find out what was part 2. So part 2 is in the 16-point type here.
Mong Sabmoy Tenla Chakpa Kim Ki. So the those who understand or who are in the dark about the profound meaning they'll get fear depending on, people will become afraid depending upon whether or not they understand or are in the dark about the profound.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you understand, you don't get scared. If you don't understand, you will get scared by the idea of emptiness. Okay.
And we didn't just cover that part?
No, we did not.
Okay.
We just covered Jitabu Sumba, which means what did the Buddha say? Okay.
Okay.
I think, we covered Jitabu Sumba. So now this next part is kind of the fun part. It's going to be talking why does emptiness scare some people, doesn't scare other people? Why do some people really like it? Like, try to talk to Ben Kramer about something that's not empty. And
you'll still talk your ear off.
Some people don't want to talk about it at all. Okay. All right. Who's Nick? You can pick on somebody else now.
All right. Let's see. Rob, you want to go? Oh, that's right. You're over there.
Magic.
Crazy. People can just jump through computers. All right.
Don't let it scare you, Nick.
Topani ki duma Iba?
Chipa.
Chiba?
Yeah.
Chiba. Drakpadang. Kepa mi drakpe. Sulji ta wu shena.
Chitabu Shena. Shena.
You guys want to translate it, Nick? Ben, you guys?
Sure, yeah. Tangpaniki.
Easy.
The meaning of emptiness scares kids.
Okay.
And it doesn't scare people who understand, smart people. And let's talk about how.
Yeah.
Some people might say, how is it the case that some people may wonder, why is it that the profound emptiness scares kids and not the intelligent people?
Yeah, how's that work? Jitabu, how's that work? I think you should make Rob do another one because it was so short.
Do another one, Rob.
Sure. Tongpa ni ki don tempana chiba. Is that right? Chiba mi kepa kachik data na dakta ta yupa mayin par gyorshing chike kewa
Yeah.
shendu yang yupar mi gyurla. Oh, Mingyurla.
Yeah.
Right.
Try to say, Nick, go slow. Go slow. Don't. I mean, go slow and you're fine.
Yep. If you get a teaching or if you teach the meaning of emptiness,
Yeah. If you teach them about emptiness,
if you teach them about it, jipa children who don't understand,
good.
these guys,
Some of
kachik de tana,
them.
some of those guys, dak
Tanda met.
dak tanda yipama yimpar gyorshing. They might start to think that they might start to get the view that there is no self.
Or worse than that, they'll think I'm not here. Okay.
Yeah.
Start to freak them out. They'll start,
And they might think right then that I'm not here.
yeah, now the tanda is a clue because there's this, the last half of the sentence is dealing with maungba.
Of the future.
Yeah. So
Chi,
they're gonna think about, here I am, I'm not existing in this room. Or about chi means later on
later, yeah.
in the Kewa Shens.
Others.
In my other Kewas.
My births. I won't be back. I won't
also
be reborn.
Yeah, and we had a long, interesting discussion of these ideas this morning with some people. But it very much freaks people out if they believe that there will be nothing left of them after they die. And then if you tell them they don't exist here either, it's kind of really uncomfortable for them. And there are Buddha 25 centuries ago, Buddha outlined 62 different belief systems trying to explain what would happen to you after you die. 62 different opinions about what happened to you after you die, because there is no direct evidence. And so you get a lot of variations on what people think. And so anyway, this guy, if you tell him everything's emptiness, he's freaking out about now, and then he starts freaking out about after he dies, where's he going to be?
Yeah.
And it's not a small thing. And as you get older, you will appreciate it. Yeah. They say that the Christian churches in England, in London during World War II were constantly packed, even with the danger of the blitzkrieg and of the bombing. And the day after the war ended, they were empty. Because people thought they wouldn't die. Okay, go.
Okay. Dakiwa umpo yipamin shing chikyang yiparmin gyorshe daktang dakiwa che dokne jipa dakni data chakla. I'll hand it to somebody else next time. I forgot.
This one's more hard.
Well, my parts, dakiwa pungpo yipamin also aren't my parts don't exist.
So the first thing was about dark.
I don't exist.
And I won't be here. Now it's about, and my parts
also won't be there.
And my body
or later.
Yeah, and they won't be there later. So they start to get the concern. The word che here, which is the past tense of the word chupa, like doji chupa,
Yeah. Cut
Okay?
off.
And this tok means they have a unreasonable fear in their heart.
They suspect that self and their parts are going to be cut off.
Yeah, they'll just stop. They'll
Mhm.
just stop. I will just stop. Me will just stop. And my body and mind will stop. They get this terror. If I'm empty, then I'm just going to stop and I won't be anywhere and I'll be gone forever. And that's very frightening. If you really think about it, it's very frightening. Chiba Dakni, Ched Tok means they get this
Suspicion.
terrible worry, right? That they might just stop. Okay. Therefore,
They get scared. That's how they get scared, these kiddos.
that's why they feel terrified by the idea of emptiness.
Yeah, I was my daughter's just starting to think about the concept of death, which is interesting to watch. It's scary.
That's asking you questions, but it's actually it's when people listen to a teaching on emptiness that they can get scared. Most people just nod at you and say, "Okay." All right.
You want to do one more, Rob?
Sure. Dekona ni lekbar kongdu chupe kapa lani kepa lani rangshin gi tongpa yinpa niki korwa pongba dang tarpa tupa tong no nyamdu drakpa separ trakpa separ gyoro.
Nick, translate.
Okay.
Wow.
So those wise folks who understand suchness very well, deep in their hearts, Rangshin Gitang, they know that it means that things are empty of any nature of their own, and they give up samsara, the cycle of pain.
They grasp that that's how they're going to get out of samsara.
Yeah, because of that.
Rangshin.
Yeah. Since things are empty, they can give up the cycle.
Key, I see that last key.
Yeah.
Well, they understand. Okay, yeah. Anyway, correspond and thus give up the cycle of pain and achieve nirvana.
Yeah.
And Nyamdu Chakpa Separ, and then that gets rid of all their fear.
Yeah, they're actually quite excited.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how my ticket to heaven.
Yeah.
And they get all excited. Opposite.
Probably all the people that came here, they're like, this emptiness stuff is awesome.
Yeah. Now, frustratingly, the next part says part 3, and it doesn't tell you what it is. Which is the way these books are written. We filled it in, and Nick's gonna. You want to pick somebody to read the big print?
Sure. Rivas, if he's available.
Yeah, I'm available. Thanks.
Wow, beautiful.
Muy dun la
We'll start with Trakpa.
trakpa. Yeah, sorry, with what? Where?
Yes,
Okay.
Trakpa.
Trakpa de yan da sin le junwar tun pe sumpao.
Nick, what's it?
Tangzin, sorry.
What's it mean, Nick? The Tumba Sung.
The teacher says, the teacher with a capital T, Chakpatayang Dangzin Lenjung War. Fear only arises when you're grasping to the self.
Nice. Yeah, if you feel scared, it's a sign that you are misunderstanding who you are. Okay. All right, who's next, Nick? We still got a few minutes.
All righty, Inna.
Yeah.
Or is she translating? Are you translating, Ina? Uh-oh. Okay, maybe she is. There's another good Tibetan reader. This is a long one. Tang Tang, one of the translators.
Hey, she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, Nirwar Lempe.
Let me back up. Tung Tung translated all the kinds of karma. It's the Buddha's own explanation of every kind of karma you can imagine. And she translated that book, and it's amazing. And you should get it from the Diamond Cutter Press immediately, available by ebook. And I was in Vietnam recently, and somebody asked me to sign it, and it's already been translated into Vietnamese, and it's very popular in Vietnam. So she rescued an ancient scripture that has all the kinds of karma, and it's already spreading around Asia again after 25 centuries. Okay, please read.
Thank you,
All right.
Vishal. Okay. Nirwar Lempe Pungpo Ngang Tang. Junwa Shitam Jepe Chu Gula Tape Gegu. Soso Gewo Tini Malu Ba Ngatang. Nga Ir Zingba Le Junwa Tang. Nga Ir Zingba Tang. Tempe Gegu La Pemba. Ta Chik Tu Sung Wei Giao Wei Dong Ba Ni Ki Tung La Ga Ba Dak Tang Ta Kir Jing Ba Jing Pei Wang Ki Jung Ba Tang Chi Pa Korwa Le Dro Wei Chet Tu Tong Ba Ni Sung So.
Yay, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Kishla. Thank you.
Okay. Nick, let's go in pieces, okay?
Yeah. Nyewa Lempe Pung Pung Dan. So the 5 heaps that you attained at birth.
That you take on at birth, yeah. Along with the
The 4 great elements.
yeah, which makes a total of gu.
9.
Yeah, good. So notice how you spell gu here, D-G-U, okay? And we take those 9 pieces of people and we call them kegu.
Kegu.
And kegu is an ancient word for people.
Oh, okay, cool. Like kewo.
And it's usually spelled DGU, which means 9 people. So DGU, meaning 9, is an ancient plural. It's an S in the ancient language. So it's been misspelled here. I don't know.
Again.
Oh.
But he's making Gossip Jay's making a pun. Okay, all these guys, which is 9 guys in Tibetan, have 9 parts.
These niners.
Yeah, and all these sosokeros,
All these people who have not yet seen emptiness directly.
they are zimba to nga and nga yiwa.
They're grasping to self and to my parts. Me
Good.
and mine. They're grasping to me and mine.
Yeah, and actually they have comes from that. Okay, and Nayad Zimba Dendeme Kegula, these guys.
These people who have this holding to mind, who have this problem of holding to mind.
Fine. The Buddha was Tachiktu means exclusively.
Right.
The only Pemba, he's trying to Pemba them.
Benefit.
Yeah, he taught them emptiness to try to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So he taught them about Tombani.
Mm-hmm. Taught them the meaning of emptiness.
But then they talk.
But it scared them.
They freaked out. Okay.
They freaked out. I like that.
Because they were so strongly Zimba to Dak and Dakir.
Uh-huh. Because they were holding so tightly to me and mine.
But in truth, the Buddha only sung Tombani.
He only taught emptiness in order to cut, draw away, so to liberate them from samsara.
Right. The only reason he taught them emptiness was to free those children from samsara, but they freaked out. Okay. Okay.
Geshe-la,
Yeah.
doesn't the Chedu mean like he taught them at their level?
No, this one means in order to. Yeah.
Oh.
Order
And one more thing, doesn't the
It's the same as Shirdu. Shirdu.
oh, and doesn't the gu and kegu mean all beings?
Yeah, normally it does, but I'm
Oh.
when it means all beings, it's often spelled DGU, which means 9 people, and it's just a pluralizer for everybody. It's an S, okay, and but the way it's been spelled here, you don't get the pun, because Gyaltsab J is being cute. 9 people are named on 9 parts.
Right.
But if you spell it wrong, the pun is destroyed. You see what I mean? He's being cute
Is
and
it-
nobody knows he's cute, which is the worst thing.
Is it Nava in the Sanskrit? It is 9, even in Sanskrit.
I don't know. That I can't.
Oh, yeah, I guess we'll look. It should be right above again.
Oh, that's a good question.
No,
By the way, look in the root text.
Right.
right.
All the way it's predicted.
Sorry. Oh, the Buddha.
Yeah, in the root text in the Nagarjuna, he spelled it right. And then Gyaltsab J changed the spelling.
Oh. In the Tibetan. Yeah. Interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
And yet, I don't see a Nava in the Sanskrit, but maybe I'm just not
But it isn't 9 as that's just a Tibetan way to say all. It's not a
right.
not a direct
Well, that's what
translation.
I'm wondering.
That's
Right,
that's
right.
what I was wondering too. Yeah. So he's actually just making the joke in Tibetan.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Mamakara means who thinks me. So the second 2 lines in Tibetan are rather in the first 2 lines in the, I think.
Oh,
So I think Raja's word. And by the way, he uses 9 twice.
right. And he's catching the praja.
Yeah. So he doesn't, the Sanskrit doesn't say 9, it just says beings. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's just Gyaltsab J making his little joke.
No, or maybe it was an alternate spelling in his time, I think. Okay. Oh yeah, but his pun got wrecked. All right, don't worry much about it. Okay, Nicholas, the next 3 sections, okay?
Sure.
One after the verse, okay?
Okay. Well, there's 2 verses are coming. Oh yeah, just one. I got you.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, and say hi to my 2 ladies there.
I definitely will. I can't wait. Oh, they're yelling hello from the other room. They can hear everything that we're talking about, and they're not afraid.
All right.
Yay. She's no 2-year-old.
No, she's not. She'll tell you that very quickly.
Her vocabulary is bigger than our Tibetan vocabulary. Okay.
Yeah.
She's going to be 4 soon. She'll let you know. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This was a really great day. A lot of amazing texts.
Jin.
And
Thank you, Geshe-la.
thank you very much, Ken. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.
Yay.
Thank you, Nick, for keeping us all going.
It's just got to stay alive. All right. Ciao, y'all.